When we were activated, we knew the situation was bad. Worse than anyone knew. We are an elite, highly skilled group of embedded agents. They only call us when everything else has failed. We have no rules. We have no limits. Our job is to protect what remains.
We are your co-workers. We are your neighbors. We might even be your friends.
But when we get the call,
We leave everything behind.
we are.
The Division.
So one thing I've noticed at this channel over the last few months is I've been receiving messages from people who are heavily invested into The Division 2, meaning they have hundreds if not thousands of hours of gameplay, and they mention the fact that they never actually played the first game and are wondering should they take time and play the first game in 2023. Now my short answer is absolutely yes, so for those of you that want to click off this video, there you have it. That's my definitive answer. You definitely want to play this game, agents. It's absolutely amazing. Now for those of you that would like a little more detail on why I feel so strongly, today I'll be sharing with you my top 5 reasons to play the First Division in 2023. What's up, my YouTube family? Welcome to the Gaming Brigade, and this is a video my friends have wanted to put together for a while, not only because I've been receiving messages from people asking if you should play the first game, but also due to the fact that 2023 at this point is slated to be a very big year for the Division franchise. We have the Division Heartland, we have the Division Resurgence, we're going to have Year 5 content for the Division 2 as well. And for those of you that have not played the first game as yet, I think now is a perfect time to jump into it. Now it's really important to mention, because all of us know how vast these worlds can be, that if you happen to decide to jump into the first game, in my opinion, you should truly look at it from the story perspective, meaning I would focus on the main missions, some of the side missions to level up. That way you can get a much better feel of the backstory. And the reason I say that is we know over the next year, a lot of things from the Division universe are going to really start to tie together, so now is a great time to jump into this first game. Again, do not let it overwhelm you, because you're not looking at this from, I gotta farm everything, I gotta max out everything, I'm going to do. Look, that's a very daunting task. We all know how that feels. But if you have not played the first game, again, I recommend following the story arc. That is your main focus. And doing so will really give you a feel of what, made this franchise exactly what it is. As for me, it is still one of my favorite games of all time. One of the other reasons this game is so amazing, in my opinion, is the actual environment itself. I mean, you look at it, it's beautiful. And again, this is a game that's almost 7 years old. At the time, it was, in my opinion, cutting edge. I just had never really played a game like this before, and a lot of it had to do with the surroundings, the attention to detail, and really just the overall gameplay itself. So once again, a lot of people sometimes think, what's the point of playing a game that's like almost 7 years old? When it comes to the Division, in my opinion, it is something that is timeless, which is exactly why you continue to see people playing this game even almost 7 years later. There's just something that hits differently about this game. So again, as I said before, we've talked about the story, we've talked about the actual environment itself, and when we talk about the different options you have in regard to game modes, that is what brings this first game to an entirely other level. Now, I know a moment ago I said, if you're jumping in, focus on the story, which is what you definitely want to do. But once you're done through that, you get your character to its max level. You definitely want to play some of these other game modes. I mean, we're talking about survival, which is absolutely one of the best things ever in this franchise. We're talking about incursions. We're talking about the underground. There are so many different things that are not implemented in the second game. And these are things, at least in my opinion, that as a fan of the Division universe, you definitely want to have the experience of playing. And it's not just limited to PvE stuff, we're talking PvP as well. Now, most of you know at this channel, don't really jump into PvP that often in the Division 2 because there are a lot of issues going on. However, when it comes to the first game, the Dark Zone was completely and totally addicting. The environment was different, the gameplay was different, and as I look at this footage right here, you can't help but feel that nostalgia of that that first DZ from the first game. And I know for a lot of people out there, they wish that this was kind of just transferred from the first game to the second. You know, as I look at this gameplay right here, it's that sense memory. I remember going down this tunnel all the time, hoping I'd find the named boss here that it wasn't cleared as yet. And I also remember just purely enjoying the gameplay in the DZ, wanting to get those Dark Zone exclusives, enjoying the gameplay as I was trying to do it. There were certain items that eluded me for days and days, if not weeks, and for me at least, farming in the Dark Zone just felt different in this first game. I looked forward to that grind. I looked forward to going to all the different places on the map, trying out new places. They expanded the Dark Zone. It just became more and more enjoyable. So this is my number 4 reason on why you should definitely try this game out. Now that also holds true for survival. Now on survival, I could talk about that for hours and hours. I'm not going to bore you with that. Now I did put out a gameplay video on survival last Saturday. If you missed that, I will leave a link in the video description down below, and that is a series I'm hoping to start doing every week. Last but not least today, my 5th and final reason, and these are in no order whatsoever, but it's the community. And obviously that spills from the first game to the second, but there's something about the Division universe and the community that is unlike any other gaming community I've been a part of, before. In fact, I think it's safe to say, for me at least, this was the first real gaming community I really became a part of. And I know I keep saying the same term, but it just felt different. This game just was different than anything I'd played before. I met friends just playing this thing online. And I also really noticed the desire of other agents to help each other out, farming for items, clearing things that maybe you couldn't clear before. You know, when the incursions first came out, that was something that was difficult for a lot of players, including myself. And it was really great to see in the community of a game, people just wanting to actually help you advance your gameplay, learn new tips and tricks. So that is another reason why this game is absolutely amazing. Now, as I start to wrap this up, I want to leave you with this. The most important aspect about this, and this can easily get lost in gaming sometimes, is that this game is just purely enjoyable. It is so much fun to play. And if you take anything away from this video, that is by far, okay, if we're going to rank all the reasons, that's number 1. Enjoy the game, have fun, learn the story, learn all the different things. Don't worry about the stress of farming and grinding and this and that. Just absolutely enjoy, take in the atmosphere, the story itself. And I promise, my friends, you will not be let down in any way whatsoever. And as always, if you have any questions, comments, or feedback, please let me know and I will get back to you as quick as I can. On that note, I'm going to leave you with a little bit of gameplay footage. As always, I want to thank you all for your incredible support of this channel and remind you, if you happen to be new here, feel free to hit that subscribe or join button. If you enjoyed this, you could hit that like button as well. But most importantly, take care of yourselves, be kind to each other. We will talk to you soon. Thanks again, everyone.
Agent, we've gotten word of a hostage situation at a bank. Looks like you'll have to go through the subway tunnel to access the building. We need you to move in and minimize the damage.
We're on the same side.
Warning. Hostile presence detected.
That's what I'm talking about.
secured. Hostiles neutralized.
Hello? Everything okay out there? Hey, is somebody out there? Can you please let me out?
Nice work shutting that down, Agent.
Finally! Oh, thank you so much.